Salutations, friends. It's your pal, said Stevie. And as I assume I have come up with some sort of clever or not so clever thumbnail to let y'all know what this video is going to be, inside this box is my Grail knife. One of them. But I'd say probably the one that's most sought after for me. I wasn't expecting this to arrive till Tuesday, and here it is, Saturday afternoon, and I'm really giddy, and I really want to get into it. The unboxing knife is going to be the Ferrum Forge Stinger, wearing Cerberus micarta scales. I haven't dyed these yet. I keep meaning to, but I haven't. This was their blem. You kind of see how it's two-tone there. Got the really good deal on those, but let's get into slicing this box open. The Stinger is a fabulous slicer, this Nitro V. I don't want to slice towards myself, and he did a really good job packaging this up. Fitting that I used the Stinger. Whew. All right, folks. Here it is. Here it is. Moment of truth. This is a Ferrum Forge OG Stinger SM100. Not only is it an OG Stinger, it's a one-off maker's choice. There is only one of these, and it's right here. And oh boy, yeah. So first off, shout out to my homie Jared, who sold me this. Jared's someone that I have met through the Ferrum Forge fanatics and Ferrum Forge fan Facebook groups a while back. He's actually the one that sold me my OG Archbishop way back when. That was my first Ferrum Forge mid-tech. And someone that I keep fairly in contact with through the Ferrum Forge groups. And he put out a post like, hey, is anyone looking for anything in particular? And I have put out some feelers a couple times over the last year saying, I want an OG Stinger. And there's been no bites. I have been unsuccessful until now of trying to track one down. And when I commented that I'm still looking for an OG Stinger, he hit me up and he said, hey, I'm willing to part with mine. So, here it is. Oh boy. So, this was all hand carved by Elliot Williamson. And it's, yeah. This, I think, was one of their first runs at doing a maker's choice. And, you know, he's really inspired by H.R. Geiger and space and aliens and Predator and xenomorph type stuff. And this is one of his creations. Pocket clip matches. Ooh. All right, let's give this a flip. This is a flipper-only knife. Bang. You can see that the blade has some anodizing to it as well. Can you see that? Is that coming through on there? That's because this is able to be anodized because this is not steel. This is SM100, which I believe is like nickel with titanium in it. I will try to link up here Ferrum Forge's video on SM100, and it also shows it's the talking about SM100 and Stinger Maker's Choice reveals. And it's a very, very, very interesting video to hear them talk about SM100. And its properties. I am so happy with this knife right now. It's not even funny. I'm a little. I guess my enthusiasm is probably not coming through, but this is absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I'm not going to really run down specs here. I think I will probably end up adjusting the detent on it. The older Ferrum Forge mid-techs do have the Hoback rolling detent, adjustable detent, so I can strengthen this, lighten it to my liking, and I will definitely need to do that a little bit. But as is, this thing is gnarly. So this is kind of what started the Stinger designs for Ferrum Forge. Shortly after they came out with the Stinger, they came out with the Stinger XL. Fabulous knife in its own right. Also one of their mid-tech designs. And then when they moved to the Proline series, they came out with the production Stinger there. You can see it changed up a little bit, but definitely, for the most part, same size, maybe a little bit bigger. So this is a titanium frame lock. This is a titanium frame lock. This is a steel liner lock. Much more affordable. Whoops-a-doodles. Then after doing the Proline series Stinger, they decided to come out with a titanium frame lock Stinger. And this is the one with marbled carbon fiber. Also in Nitro V on these two blade steels. This one is, if I'm not mistaken, I think that this one is Bowler N690 on the steel here. And then most recently, they came out with the Micro Stinger. Look at that little guy. So I got all the Stinger family. And if you saw Elliot Williamson's most recent announcement on Mike Elmer's live stream, they're coming out with a Stinger button lock. So that's going to be cool. You know I'm all about that Stinger button lock. I will absolutely be getting in on that. But in the meantime, I am going to be reveling in... Why am I playing around with the knives on camera? I'm going to be reveling in this new acquisition. It's officially the most expensive knife I have ever purchased. This was an expensive knife to start. I think these were going for like almost $1,000 when they first came out 7 years ago. See, these take a T6 and I can adjust that detent. Let's see, that's way too stiff. So I think these came out in 2016, 2015, 2016. I gotta find the sweet spot on it. But, Jared, again, shout out to Jared for hooking this up, man. So stoked. That seems exactly where I need it. It's not going to be... These mid-techs aren't meant to be a fidgety type knife. I'm sure I can dial in the action and make this a little bit more drop shut. But this was not designed to be a fidgety knife. But again, shout out to Jared for passing this along to me. He said he knew he wanted to go. He wanted it to go to someone that would truly appreciate it. And boy, is he right. And he gave me a fabulous, awesome price on this knife. He did not he did not rake me over the coals for it. I paid a extremely fair price for this. Again, definitely the most expensive knife, but I've had money set aside for a Grail knife, and I also just recently sold off a bunch of stuff. And so really, this was already funded. I didn't have to come out of pocket for this, which was really nice. Perfect timing on that. But just look at the intricacies of this, though. They use tie connector hardware on for their hardware. You just see all that hand carving that he did with a Dremel. See the speed holes that he put in there. Those actually go all the way through. You can see the blade when it's closed. Yeah. I wish these had a backspacer on them. But you can see the pocket clip. The old school Ferrum Forge design. I do recommend you checking out the video that I linked earlier with them talking with Elliot and Chris talking about SM100 and its properties and how it's really like an elastic type knife. It's mainly used in like I think the space industry and like surgical, medical surgical instruments. But it's very interesting. It's not a steel. I think I've said steel a couple times, but it's not a steel. This is, as I said, I believe it's nickel with some titanium added. Man, I need to like shave my knuckles. I'm noticing all these hairs. Ugh. Man. But anywho, I appreciate you guys tuning in. What do you think of it? Maybe my enthusiasm did not come through, but I am cheesing so hard. I am so stoked that I got this. Oh, yes. Any hoodle, folks. That's all I got to you. Again, shout out to Jared for the awesome bro deal on the knife. Appreciate all of you tuning in. If you haven't done so, please give the video a thumbs up. You can subscribe right here. You can check out that video right there. And until the next one, I bid you mofos, adeuses.